stream from a scheduled stream. I feel like such a professional. The frame rate looks horrible on my end though. Oh, okay. Weird. Hopefully there was no connection blip. I guess I technically said I would start in 5 minutes at 10:30, so I will just sit here awkwardly until. And oh yes, 2 concurrent viewers. Let's go. Yeah. So I'll just wait until 10:30 since that's when I said I would start. Or you know what? It's 5 minutes. I don't think it'll matter too much since this probably won't go longer than. This probably won't hit more than like 5 CCV. Yeah, so I made a new model because I was inspired. I well, so many reactions. Can I send like a yeah? I can send these reactions. 3 concurrent viewers. I feel so popular. There's no background music because I think having background music is kind of cringe because you know if I'm listening to somebody's talk, I'd rather just insert my own music over it instead of being forced to listen to their like background loop. But you know, I guess I could always insert some like AI generated background music for this stream if I really wanted to make it look like some other like the other streams, I guess. But yeah, we got this new model. I went to AX with my friends and I decided, yeah, maybe I could like try to do something more on the internet because it builds discipline and I think it forces me to talk a little bit more clearly. And I've always felt like my speech, at least in real life, is too mumbled. And so I hope it will help me communicate better. Yeah, and also I like drawing. I think drawing the model was pretty fun. Like coming up with what it was gonna look like and stuff like that. The design, well, so this design was already existed from a model that, or from a character design that I made like 2 years ago for an Artist Alley, just to seem like a little bit more professional. Artist Alley was fun, but I basically got no sales. Well, it was fun. It was one of those things. It was like a tiny Artist Alley. I would do it once and then probably never again because doing it seriously takes too much effort. So I made like a little mascot type character um, for that, and I just reused most of the design. So the main difference, I think, is I made the skin like slightly more saturated just because I felt like it would match my own skin tone closer, and also I added these like little bang things on the side because at first I didn't have these bang things, but then when I kept when I was rigging it in Live 2D, it looks so weird without the bangs. Like basically every single Live 2D character has some sort of bang on the side of their face because if they don't, you'll notice that the perspective looks so jank without the bangs. Um, so yeah, most of it, the angles are not too extreme because I think if you really wanted like the full 90-degree angle turn, you should just get a 3D model. So I think like this is a good middle ground of like some degree of expressiveness while like whoa, you have an icon for the first for like number one, the first commenter. It's like some degree of expressiveness and also not looking too jank. Because if I were to try and rig this more than like the angles that I have right now, it would look weird. Since this is not a 3D model, it's just 2D pretending to be 3D with some like visual tricks. Actually, now that I look at it closely, I think the glasses are probably moving too much. If you look at it, I don't think this is how 3D glasses move. Like, I think the glasses are either moving too much or not enough. Maybe? 4 concurrent viewers! Crazy! We're really popping off here. All right, so let me drag the entire. Oh, the other difference from my old model is I actually rigged, well, kind of rigged the rest of the body. So the tail turns and the body very slightly turns. In my old model, I literally cut. Let me show you actually. Change model. This. Yeah, I didn't even bother drawing the rest of the body because I got lazy. And also because I figured, well, if I'm just going to be streaming like this, it doesn't really matter if the body is missing, but it looks kind of silly, like she's a double leg amputee. Yeah, one other difference is that I made it simpler because it's easier to draw, easier to rig. I did spend, I think, like longer overall rigging this, but that's because I did also did part of the body. But and also I had to like kind of relearn Live 2D since the last time I did it was 2 years ago. But I think if I were like quite experienced, doing the rigging process would be pretty easy since if you zoom in, there's like no detail. I didn't even bother adding any shadows because I figured besides the nose, I think not having the shadow for the nose might look kind of weird. Everything else is basically just one color. So if I wanted to do like more merchandise or like more promotional materials, I hopefully don't have to try too hard to make it detailed. I think like one thing is that when you do art, you want or like when you just create a design, I think in general you want to make the design consistent. And so like the more detailed you create your main character, I think it kind of forces the rest of the design to also be as detailed, and I'd rather not do that. So I'm hoping that the simplicity of this helps if I ever want to make like more promotional stuff, more holy crap, 7 concurrent viewers. It's like it's really a party here. Maybe if so I see that Shiny has crown number 1. I wonder so ZNF also has crown number 2. I guess maybe like the amount of like your ranking in the top fans leaderboard depends on how much you talk maybe or how many messages you send. So maybe one message is worth 25 XP. At least that's what it says on my dashboard. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. So apparently it says here that the top 3 get special badges. So somebody else has the opportunity to send one more another 25 XP message to get number 3 and a completely meaningless badge, but all right. Yeah, so that's the showcase. Hello. Oh my god, BBTY, you actually made it. What are so did you just wake up or have you yet to go to bed? Sorry. Okay, top fans. It looks like 3 is BBTY and 4 is QR bits because 3 and 4 are all ranked at 25 XP. Sorry, it's a tie. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Oh, whoops. Okay, the model, like, the connection to my phone disconnected because my Wi-Fi is really jank. I don't know why. It's so jank. I have to connect. So when I'm taking work calls from home, I have to connect an Ethernet to my laptop. And it's and it's so horrible. I think the Ethernet still works okay, but for some reason my Verizon. So I have Verizon BIOS at like I don't know 50 megabits down or something. They just the Wi-Fi is so spotty. I don't know if it's just like something about the router, something about like the physical environment, or just the setup. It just doesn't play very well with my computer, except Windows. Windows is like the only operating system that seems to consistently connect to the Verizon Wi-Fi. So maybe my issue is not using that I don't use Windows. That's crazy. Wow. I'm so proud of you for waking up at 7:30 a.m. That's quite a feat. Um, you should be proud of yourself for that. All right. Why did I do this? I guess already kind of explained this. Yeah, that'd be nice to have. Also, just like a mascot that's a little bit more recognizable. I think the other one is cute, but it's like looks pretty generic, like a generic anime girl. And then I was also thinking like I do want to build up some discipline and try to stream more. Like not necessarily stream, but just like commit to doing something because I think I'm pretty bad at that. Um, yeah. The drawing part was fun. Rigging was not because Live 2D as a piece of software kind of sucks. The UI looks like it was built in the 2000s, which is like nothing wrong with UI looking like it was built in the 2000s, but the UI feeling like it was built in the 2000s is not pleasant to use. So, um, it's a classic Japanese software, I guess. I mean, it is still functional, like it still works. I do find that it feels like it was like Live 2D basically feels like Flash but less features cuz what this basically is just a bunch of giant tween like a giant collection of tweens, and I'm guessing what the software does is just calculates all the tweens between all of the little points in the meshes. So I don't know why Live 2D could possibly be slow because I feel like for like a 2D mesh, unless you have like, I don't know, billions of points, most modern computers should be able to calculate the tweens of these mesh points pretty quickly. But maybe it's just me being ignorant about how the software or technology works. Cool. Next slide. All right, thanks for the fan art, everybody. We already got some pieces. Very exciting. Um, yeah. You can shout out your names if you want. I wasn't sure like if you wanted to be credited or not. But yeah, you can let me know. You can credit your fan art on Twitter or something if you want. All right, credits. Everything is me except the fan art. I made the background, the hastily put together background, and the lack of background music was also me. So was the lack of opening credits or animation and any sort of transition. That was also me. And if anybody is watching this, like I don't know, 2 months later, and for some deranged reason wants to make fan art and tag me on Twitter, you can have it. This is the tag. I will probably not be checking it, but if you do, you can honestly just tag me directly, actually. And then I will like it and retweet it. And now that I've said that, I don't know why I bothered making a hashtag if I'm not gonna check it. If the volume is low, you should just tag me directly. At Woopa01 on Twitter. Let me edit that really quickly, or just tag. Sorry, X. X. Mm. All right. Um, well, 8 concurrent viewers. I feel like a celebrity. This is probably all people who know me though. I'll be really impressed. Like, I will be truly impressed by the YouTube algorithm if somebody manages to peek in who does not already know me. I wonder how that works. Like, from what I understand, the YouTube algorithm, or like, sorry, stream discovery is like not particularly good because YouTube or their main priority is like edited video content. So they prefer to, or what they focus their discoverability algorithm on is you to find videos that other people upload. And I mean, I imagine they're working on streaming since I saw that the live tab and there's probably a lot of money in streaming too. Yeah, probably a decent amount of money. I did. Is Twitch still losing money? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe YouTube can like make streaming profitable without it having lose too much money. So all that to say, from what I understand, to actually get people to watch your videos, you have to already have like a decent base of subscribers, because then if you have a subscriber who happens to be on YouTube, YouTube will say, hey, look, someone you're subscribed to is streaming right now. And then that's how they discover your stream. But if you have no videos, I'm not quite sure if YouTube bothers pushing your stream to randos. But I don't know, we'll see. Maybe if I like let this stream for long enough, YouTube will eventually be like, check out this video with a whole 52 views or something like that. Cool. All right, next slide. All right, here's the character description or the lore. The K is it the I don't know how you pronounce it. Kayfabe? Kayfabe? Okay, let me pronunciation.
Kayfabe.
It's a kayfabe. Yeah. I to be honest, I don't really understand why people do this. Cause you have this like avatar and then you immediately proceed to talk like you're completely normal. But for the kayfabe, here it is. This design is based on a raccoon, very loosely. So it is an alien raccoon thing that is a silicon-based life form whose birthday is on February 29th in the human solar system. And oh, I need to put keywords in the title. Okay, I wonder if I can do that right now. Like chat, edit, made a new title and some PowerPoints. Chatting and chatting. Let's try that. Okay, we'll see if that gets anybody. Wait, but is it like YouTube is using keywords in the title to try and recommend it to people? Or is it that people just happen to see certain keywords that they like? Anything else? Yeah, this raccoon alien thing is 55 alien years, whatever that means. You can like, think of it as whatever, I guess like a year is whatever however long it takes to go around the sun and this alien planet. Humans are the algo. Yeah, I guess if yeah, Ax- axolotl. I guess it could be an axolotl. What I was thinking was that the the ears, this is like the raccoon ears, and these would be like the dark eye, like the dark circles in the eyes, and then this would be like the little white fur around it, and then raccoon tail, and that's about it. I didn't want to go like too furry because I think some people are put off by that. So I think while keeping like the overall anime girl aesthetic, it's hard to lean too much into the animal thing. Maybe I'm just uncreative. I think axolotls are cute too. Right. Oh yeah, and so this is the part where I talk about you base my entire personality on things I like and don't like. So, my favorite anime, South Park, is great. Um, love South Park. I watched it all the time as a kid. I haven't watched the recent seasons though, but I remember I really liked the movie South Park Bigger, Badder, Uncut, I think it was called. But great movie. Y'all should watch it. It's about a lot of things. Came out in 2003, I think. That was a great movie. When's the last season I like fully completed of South Park? Maybe like season, I don't know, 15? 14, 15? It had to been like, I don't know, 10 years ago maybe? Maybe 10 years ago? Oh, the other great thing that I liked from the South Park creators was the Book of Mormon, also a great musical. They have a very talented writing team. Oh, and also Team America, World Police, also made by the South Park people. I think both of them, it's like Trey. Let me Google it really quickly. Team America, World Police. Yeah, by Trey Parker, Matt Stone. Writing combo, writing a bombshell writing combo. It's another great movie that y'all should watch. Another great anime, Boondocks. Very fun. It's a very funny anime, like very poignant critique of American culture. Um, very nice and memorable characters. Got the anime art style. It's just like it's very funny. I think you could probably just look up, I don't know, like top 10 funniest moments on Boondocks on YouTube and get a good sense of what the series is about. But I used to watch this on Adult Swim back in the day, all the time. Another anime that I find great is this, The Simpsons. Up to about season 5, though, I feel like The Simpsons dropped off harder than things like South Park. My opinion, and I think it dropped off harder than South Park, but less hard than shows like Family Guy, where I thought the first season of Family Guy was pretty good, but then like I think things got flanderized pretty quickly. But The Simpsons held on. I think also around season 5 is when I stopped watching Simpsons. I remember watching the first couple of seasons and liking it. But whenever I watch like a new Simpsons, I'm just like, oh my god, what have they done to this show? What? They're trying too hard to be relevant. Um, and also who could forget King of the Hill? Fantastic show. It ended well. I think King of the Hill had the decency to end, to like actually end and not like drag on forever. Um, oh, actually, another show that I forgot to put on is Futurama. Another show that had the decency to actually end. I think this one suffered from a bit of like writing decay as it went on, but there are still some pretty good episodes. I think one really poignant one was the one with the dog. I forgot what it was called. And also the one with the 7-leaf clover. That was a good one. So if you haven't seen Futurama, y'all should watch it. The last one, the 2011 Idolmaster anime. Great show. I think yeah, it came out in 2011. I liked how they they fully animated in 2D the dancing and stuff, as opposed to other shows who do the idol choreography in 3D. That was pretty that was impressive of them. A1 Studios, bravo. If y'all have any favorite anime, manga, TV shows, video games, feel free to shout them out. I might like them, I might not. The most probable response is that I have not actually played them though. All right, what's next? Likes. Yes, my hobbies. Likes slash hobbies, maybe? Whoops. Watching YouTube videos while playing Subway Surfer. It is one of my favorite brain rot activities on bed. I'm pretty sure I spend way too much time doing this, and it is actively destroying both my intelligence and my attention span. But it is too addicting, so it's hard to stop. I like eating. Eating is also a great joy of mine. And walking in parks also fun. Good way to get exercise. Apparently, you're supposed to get about 30 minutes of physical exercise every day. I don't know like what health institution recommended this, but I heard this from my physical therapist. So, so yeah, if you don't do that, bad things might happen to you. But I guess like okay, the whole exercise thing is it's like that, and diet is another example of if you have the good genes, it doesn't actually matter that much. But but if you but if you have the bad genes, then you have to try a lot harder to make the bad thing not happen. So you just have to really pray that you have the good genes that make it so that you don't suffer too much even if you don't exercise. Although I guess like if most people have like quote unquote average genes, then I guess that's probably what the guideline is targeted towards. Yeah. This is like similar to eyesight where like, you know, the eye doctor will tell you a bunch of things. Well, not a bunch of things, but just like standard advice, like, oh, you know, make sure make sure to follow the 20-20-20 rule. So every like 20 minutes, look at something 20 feet away for about 20 seconds. I think this is in general good advice, but if you have good eye genes, then it doesn't really matter. Well, okay, preface, this video is not medical advice. I am not a professional, yada yada. But yeah, if you don't follow this advice and you have the good eye genes, like things will probably be fine. But if you have the bad eye genes, it's like no matter what you do, you're still screwed because you have the bad genes. There's still some degree of, you know, epigenetics play here. But you know, how much it affects things like myopia, I don't know, hard to say. I'm sure there's research out there on it though. So if you really want to figure it out, you know, maybe you can look on like, I don't know, Nature or like some sort of like archive, wherever the medical journals dump their research archives. Cool. And I think I might be talking a little bit too fast. That's one thing I wanted to get better at is when I get excited or when I have a lot of things to say, I think I talk too quickly and it makes my words sound jumbled and harder to understand, which is not good for things like professional communication or giving speeches or just like communicating in general. I think my personal bias is that I prefer to like get out information as quickly as I can, which works in text, but I think when you're actually talking to people, it just makes it harder for other people to understand if you're like talking like that. Right, what should I stream? Yeah, so I was thinking kind of just like low-key activities because I am not very good at video games, and so if I were to play something, I think I would get sweaty pretty quickly and not be able to actually practice talking to chat, which is the thing that I wanted to practice in the first place. So I was thinking we could do like crosswords or jigsaw puzzles. Oh, my friend suggested Celeste, but if I were to play it, I would do it on easy mode because I'm bad at platformers. I'm just like bad at hard games in general. My issue is I have no patience for trying in video games because my general is 275 the max level? I thought only a very small handful of people actually hit it. But sure, sounds good. We could let's cross out this and do Maple Story grinding. Yeah. You guys can watch me go from level 10 or no, level 12 to level 30 in Slime Tree and Maple Royales. Oh, 300 max? Okay, so 275 is like reachable then, right? Oh, let's go. I played MapleStory a little. I think I got back into like, was it Reboot like a year ago? But I had a hard time keeping up with dailies like the bosses. Maybe maybe I could try again. Oh, but I also saw that MapleStory Classic is coming out. Maybe okay, might be next year though. So um, maybe when MapleStory Classic comes out, I can also try that. Is Reboot still playable? I feel like I keep hearing threats that they're gonna shut it down or something because it's not as profitable as the regular servers. Okay. Also, another thing that I play are roguelikes. Roguelites, I think, is the more technical term. I think roguelike supposedly specifically refers to a type of game that is derived from rogue, and so it. Okay, I read this on like a Reddit thread a while ago, so maybe this terminology is out of date. But it features things like permadeath, and every time you start over, your stats get completely reset, as opposed to you slowly building up your stats over the course of the run. So I guess games like Balatro or Binding of Isaac or Hades technically don't count because I think the game really there's like a meta progression, and the game wants you to keep playing more games because every game you play might give you like a tiny improvement to your overall starting base. Could also do a chatting stream. I guess the chatting stream and the drawing stream kind of are the same thing because drawing is a very meditative hobby for me. So I don't think too much when I do it unless I'm trying to actually make it look good, and then I'm like, ah, shoot, sorry guys, I gotta actually think about like composition and stuff. So if there's like more than like I don't know 10 concurrent viewers, you could do like a chatting stream because I feel like if it's I could I definitely can't do a work stream for my actual work, but sure, if you guys can all mold at me using AI or something. Oh wait, well actually, recently AI has been like less reliable. Oh god, that peaked. Sorry, been less reliable than I thought. I tried to use it to just write like a basic data sanitization script in Python for like a 50 megabyte log file, and it kept failing to do that. And eventually, I just like wrote it by hand, and I was like, "What? I thought the Python script was supposed to be the thing it was good at. I was lied to." I think the issue with this particular script or this particular prompt was that the log file itself was like not super structured, so there are basically a bunch of edge cases I had to like go inside and be like, oh, whoops, need to add this. The log line itself did not output this JSON correctly, so you have to like I think most of the errors were a result of the AI probably assuming that the log file was improperly properly formatted JSON while it actually wasn't. So I just wrote like a bunch of crap to standardize the JSON. And I was at that point, I was like, well, I'm already like 75% of the way through the program. I might as well just finish it myself. Um, but yeah, could do like game dev streams. I don't have any ideas, unfortunately. And I just don't really believe in making stuff for the sake of making it. Like, I am a very ROI driven individual. And so if I were to make like a game or do like a work stream, I would want the finished product to like actually have a purpose. So yeah, if I get an idea, I'll do that. Could do like a C++ stream and you guys can all mold at me again. But I was thinking was also the nice thing about the roguelikes were like trying out other games so I can get inspiration for what I want to do if I think I have the capabilities to do so. Okay. Well, then will I actually stream? Maybe. So I'm going to tentatively say Thursdays at like 7 p.m. ET, Because I think Thursdays are a good day. Because I think people are like rarely, or at least from what I understand, most wages are like kind of just chillaxing on Thursdays since it's like not quite, usually it's like not quite enough time to fully go out and do stuff since you have work on Friday. But, and so like they're probably at home watching Netflix or something. So this might be, I don't know, like a good market to try to appeal to. It's also convenient for me because I am rarely doing stuff on Thursdays. Maybe every Thursday or every other Thursday. I don't want to set expectations to be too high. And so maybe I'll just say every other Thursday so people can be pleasantly surprised when it actually turns out to be every Thursday. I don't know if YouTube has like a schedule feature. I think I did a cursory Google for it and couldn't find it, but I very well could be wrong. So if YouTube actually has like a input your schedule feature like Twitch does, let me know. Um, if I want to do like a longer stream, so like a work style stream, this would probably be on the weekend because I find it hard to really concentrate on like long thing after work. And also because if it were to be a work stream, I think it would probably be pretty long, as in like 2 to 3 hours, since I think it's kind of hard to get meaningful progress done in only like an hour and a half, unless I already had the thing very well scoped out. Um, so I might save that for the weekends. Um, yeah. Would work streams be interesting? I get the sense. Okay, so I heard this rumor, or as I heard this rumor as in I think I read a comment on Reddit about this, but supposedly Notch used to do programming streams and he got upset at it because when he did it, like nothing would really happen on the screen and the chat would get upset at him for not making the flashy thing happen, even though like a good chunk of game dev is working on like backend systems and the structures, and it's like not everything is working on a flashy GUI. And so they would watch him like I don't know, like refactor like enemy systems or something for like 2 hours and then nothing would happen. And then they'd be like, bro, what are you doing? If anybody wants to actually fact check me, please do so. I could very well be wrong. Oh, also let me know about the audio balance. I didn't actually test it before going live, so if it sounds weird, if the voice is too loud or anything, let me know. I noticed there was a couple of instances of peaking, so I will try to have that not happen as often, or ideally never. All right, why should I watch you? As in, why should you watch me? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just like they just want someone like mumbling in the background or something. And that's exactly why I don't have background music. So if they just want something in the background, they can also play like their own weeb jazz, like their own Toho jazz arranged in the background. Why should you watch me? I guess maybe if you want to listen to somebody ranting about stupid stuff in the background and or you have nothing better to do, which I actually think that you have nothing better to do angle is like kind of rare. Keyword true key so like so an ASMR streamer, like an ASMR thing, I guess. Can you hear my wait, if I start typing, can you even hear the keyboard? Let's see. Oh yeah, I guess it picks up. If I put the mic close to the keyboard, it picks up. But if I put it close to my mouth, can you hear it? Okay, so I think it gets filtered out if it's not close to the keyboard. So maybe I can like put the mic halfway between my mouth and the keyboard if people enjoy hearing keyboard sounds. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I think like most people actually do have something better to do. Like I think like the stereotype of oh barely all right, Maybe I guess ASMR streamers who do like tactile streams, like tactile noises, probably have a separate keyboard probably have like a separate mic next to the keyboard or whatever other physical object they're trying to record. And then this just gets mixed in with their voice, so they don't have to like try and awkwardly place a mic between their mouth and whatever they're trying to record. Yeah, so I think most people actually do have something to do, like I don't know, watch TikTok. I feel like there's just like too much content nowadays for the type of person who's just like, yeah, I know I don't have a job and I don't have a school and I'm just all I do is stare out in my at the porch, my backyard, watching people drive by. Like I don't I think all of these people have been replaced, not been replaced, but they have been captured by like the TikTok market. Unless they live in, I don't know, rural Appalachia, in which case they probably don't have phones or like if they haven't if they are that type of audience, um, and they have access to internet or a method in which they could watch me stream, then they are already on like TikTok or some other short form content. And so I think I'll actually have to try harder to to capture this literally nothing better to do audience. All right. But if anybody's watching this like 2 months in the future, and you do you think there's a reason that I'm missing? Feel free to let me know. Still working on that competitive edge slash niche aspect of streaming. Um, Not my forte, unfortunately. Not my forte. Right. Oh yeah, taking suggestions for content. And so I know that if I want to actually like get people who don't already know me, I'll probably have to like upload real videos and stuff and or buy like buy subscribers. Okay, but buying subscribers feels kind of dishonest unless okay, I guess I could also see in case in which like you decide to buy like 100 subscribers just to give your channel more legitimacy. And then like maybe the next person who gets recommended your channel is more likely to view it if they see that like 2,000 people have supposedly already viewed the video. So it's like a sort of pre-vetting process that people either consciously or unconsciously do. I was like, well, I could do like Utaite covers, but number one, I'm not very good at singing, and number two, they're like, I don't know, I think covers are kind of low ROI because if you're good at singing, it's like decent ROI because it probably takes you not very long to like bang out a video and just upload it. Um, but if you're like bad at singing slash bad at music slash like just don't have the most of the prerequisite skills to do it all yourself, and then it's just like you have to record it and then either time it like either painstakingly time it yourself or pay somebody to do so, and then that all takes time. Gotta figure out like a good song to do and promote it, and like all of this for like a 3-minute video in which somebody else has probably covered better than you. So like what did you uh it should be sung by somebody, not me. It should be like original song. I don't know. It could be like a Vocaloid cover. You know what? Unironically, you could have AI do it. AI sounds pretty good these days. Videos on calculating. Well, like ROI is like it's like a hard. I think it's like a very individual thing. Like you have to figure it out for yourself. You can't just there's no single formula for it. Well, I mean there is, as in it's a pretty obvious R over I calculation, but how to find the R and the I is this you have to follow your heart for. You have to listen to your heart, listen to your head mostly actually. Don't listen to your heart too much. The other thing I was thinking was like, I don't know, anime review videos. I could talk about all the anime that I either liked or didn't like. But these days I don't watch that much anime, and so I might just sound like an out of touch boomer, which maybe is what people want to have on the background. Like they're like, ah ha ha, look at this silly person. They haven't kept up with the meta since 2011, and then they'll like laugh at me while they, I don't know, do work on their Vocaloid cover. Or I could just, I don't know, I really like watching those YouTube videos of like people just complaining about stuff. It's so fun. I don't know, get like a perverse sense of joy out of it. History lectures. Oh, yo, I should get Pi 314 That's a good guess. Okay, so my issue with history lectures too, like I'm not a I'm not a professor. So like if I were to put myself in a mindset of a viewer, I would be like, why would I listen to a cartoon character talking about, the Persian Gulf War when I can like listen to, I don't know, like actual journalist coverage of the Persian Gulf War? Or like I can listen to, or like if I want to learn about the fall of, I don't know, like Bolshevism, I would go find a professor who specialized in 20th century Russian history and then go watch their lecture instead of Oh yeah, I think I do get recommended her content sometimes, but I precisely don't click because I'm like, I would rather just watch an old white man talk about it in like a lecture hall, or I'd rather read like a book on the thing. But I think like, okay, so if people, but this is only for people who like don't want accuracy. I think if you're the type of person who wants like a brief overview on like, I don't know, the Prussian Empire, and you don't care too much about sources, maybe you can appeal to this type of person. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You could just read a chat GPT summary of it. Yeah, and then I'll read a chat GPT summary while having Subway Surfers on the background playing in like a YouTube short. Wait, that's actually genius. I should do that. Okay. Thank you, chat. Okay, goals. My goals for streaming are to get one new subscriber who does not already know me, and caveat is also not like a bot slash was not a paid for subscriber. I want a new, honest to God, organic discovery subscriber. I want to be able to stream consistently for an entire month, and I know this doesn't sound like much considering I just said that I would aim for once every other week, but so maybe if it's like every other week, it's 2 months, and every week it's 4 months. So as long as I hit like four cycles of doing something consistently, I will be proud of myself. And the last one is I want to learn and practice enunciating clearly, talking clearly, not getting too tripped up over words. I just think that this is a really important skill to have, both personally and professionally. And so I think streaming is a good way to practice it because it's like very very low stakes. Like the worst thing that happens is somebody listens to you, thinks you sound stupid and quits the stream. But you don't actually have to look at their face or like watch them leave. I know there are programs like Toastmasters where you like get in front of an audience and talk, but this is like kind of high stakes because you have to like actually look at the real life person judging you for talking stupid. So I think like talking alone to myself in like a room, low stakes, pretty comfy. I think the most important thing about practicing is the FC's. I don't understand this reference. Is there like a specific event that happened? Like did the Trump administration like cancel some podcast or like radio show? Cool. So, yeah, that is the last of my slides. And, yeah, thank you very much, everybody, for coming to watch. I know this is a little bit shorter than most like debut streams, but also I didn't really have anything prepared besides these slides. I could open up like a jigsaw room if people want to do a jigsaw together, but you could also just do this by yourself. You know, you what if you want to do jigsaws, I think you should just buy a real life jigsaw set. They're making VTubing illegal. Wow, that's good for them. Good for them. I think we should be protecting the youth from these dangerous parasocial relationships. Just like China. Like what is their actual policy on like the video game ban? Like are they actually like is this like the government has control over every single like chip and this chip enforces a shutdown after a certain time. Like I don't understand how they can enforce these things. Okay. But yeah, y'all can DM me directly to let me know anything I missed, any ideas, concerns, questions, feedback, all of that stuff. But cool, yeah. Think I will end the stream for today. How long did I go for? And I know at least one of you probably wants to go back to sleep. So if you made it here the entire time, really appreciate it. Appreciate you listening to me ramble about nothing much. Yeah, how long have I been streaming for? Wow, almost 30 minutes. I think that's a pretty healthy stream length. Cool. All right. I will. Okay, so next stream, maybe this third. You know what? Maybe I will try harder and say, let's try to actually stream this Thursday. It will probably either be crosswords or jigsaw or maybe Balatro if there's like a gold stake or there's a deck that I want to move up. Also,